Our fan base was so huge, but I mean, it began before the show, so we inherited so many people that were so loyal to Superman. They just devoured it. I mean, just loved it, loved everything about the show, loved everything about the characters, wanted to see where Superman was going.
The fans are the heart of a show. I would hope that people would take that seriously and not just write them off as, well, they'll accept anything.
They're your core. They drive the show, they keep the show on the air. Without those people, you don't have a show.
When you get a real nice fan base or a following, people appreciate what you're doing. It's really makes you feel good.
The fans definitely kept us on our toes because they knew more about the show than I think all of us combined. I mean, they were so into it and into the characters and what he could do and what he couldn't do.
They were great at keeping you really honest. I mean, they definitely would spot inconsistencies and mistakes and bust you on, you know, this is different than the mythology from the comic book, which is then different than the mythology from the movie.
They're the harshest critics. They won't be fooled. And they care. It means something to them. They want to watch it. They want it to be good.
When you play a character like Superman, certainly you're going to get interesting fan mail. And it's impossible to play the character and live your life and answer all the fan mail. You just can't do it.
I read a lot of emails from fans. I read them all the time, even when they were mad at me and even when they didn't like me at the beginning. By about the 5th episode that they had seen that I was on, I started getting a mix, you know. Then there was a mix of, you know, I kind of like him, you know, he's not so bad.
It was amazing. I got fans, little kid things saying, Superman, you're the best, you're my hero. It was the sweetest thing in the world, and they'd draw a picture or something. And there's some really, really touching letters, some really goofy letters, and some really, you know, regular, just sort of, you know, dear so-and-so, I'm a big fan, please send me a photo. When you play a character like Superman, you get an array of different fan mail. I think it's unique to what other actors might receive.
Lois and Clark existed in kind of the Jurassic era of the internet.
We were just starting to get real, almost instant feedback from our fans.
Somebody said there's like an internet site, and you should go on and see what the fans are saying.
And there was a lot of talk about what was going to happen. It was a big deal.
You know, they put up their own websites for the shows, they do fan websites, they get together, they're organized. I mean, these are organized people.
They were even writing scripts, you know, their version of the scripts and so forth, back and forth.
We discussed what we liked about the episodes. They would get together and they would dissect the episodes, you know, while they were on.
We'd do chats after the show.
As soon as the episode was over, there would be 80 or 100 people in this channel, and there'd be 10 conversations going on at the same time.
There is a great debate as to how to deal with fan involvement and fan feedback when you have characters.
I don't think that the fans want to be catered to. They want to tune in and be blown away.
If they go off in a wild direction that seems contrary to the character, the fans will object.
It's just as important that we expand and be creative and throw things in that are going to surprise people.
I don't think that they can just cater to what I would like. I like the show because of the way they presented it.
When we started getting more email, it was important for us to read what they were saying. The important thing is not to get sucked in.
I think you want to listen to it, but you don't always give it to them.
Because if you give the fans what they want, it doesn't always work. It's not always in the best interest of the show.
And a lot of times the fans are wrong. You actually get a better story out of the professional writers than you would if the fans had their way.
You've got to reconcile their desires with servicing the show.
I think above all, a creator has a responsibility to stay true to the characters.
It's a very, very fine line to walk.
It's just easy for people to kind of point the finger at something they don't understand and make fun of it.
It's easier to pick that stereotype of TV fans or science fiction fans as being socially inept or something like that. It's just not true. Some of the best and nicest people I've met have been those kinds of fans, and some of the smartest, too.
There are plenty of English teachers and math teachers and scientists among us.
We have families, we have jobs. We're just regular people, and we just happen to love Lois and Clark.
Everybody has a different hobby. Some people memorize sports statistics, some people collect salt and pepper shakers, some people collect stamps. What's the harm in it? If you enjoy it, do it.
Geeks are starting to rule.
Who says I have to be an adult about everything?
I guess it is kind of silly, but it sure is fun. So, here we are.
The fact that, you know, there's wonderful fan bases like the folks, and they would sit there and still talk about the show is wonderful. I think it's great.
It's so far beyond the actual getting together and talking about the show.
The main thing is just getting together with your friends and actually seeing them in person.
If you had told me that in my 40s I get this involved in any fandom, I would have probably laughed at you. But it's been a really rewarding experience, and I've made some of my best friends this way.
Here's something I'd like to ask the fans. What was your favorite season 2 episode?
Season's greetings. 111.
Tempest Fugitive.
And the answer is?
That old gang of mine, because in that one I think Lois begins to realize how much Clark means to her.
Season's Greetings, one I wrote. I had a lot of fun doing that.
What is your favorite superpower that Superman uses?
Fly.
Super speed.
X-ray vision.
Flying.
Strength.
Flying, because I would not have to drive on the freeways in Los Angeles.
What's your favorite line from season 2 of Lois and Clark?
Jimmy, give me back my dress.
Well, duh. Clark Kent is Superman.
Lois is in trouble. Lois is in trouble.
I never spanked you. I never had to. But right now, I'd like to drop your britches and tan your hide like cheap leather.
What is your favorite tie that Clark wears?
Red and blue and has kind of a design running through it.
I don't really much look at his ties.
Any tie that Lois loosened. You know, I never noticed his ties because I was always either looking at his face when he was dressed and looking at his body when he wasn't. Did they let you keep the costume? And if they did, do you ever wear it at home?
They did not let me keep the costume when I finished the show. However, I do still wear it occasionally running around the house. Because, yes, I do have one. I stole it. Take me to jail.
Would you ever consider shaving your head like Lex Luthor?
No.
What's your home phone number?
My home number is 11. Call it. I'm there.
Did you tie your own ties?
I tied my own tie every single time.
If kryptonite is Superman's weakness, what is Dean Cain's weakness?
Women.
Have you ever used your X-ray vision to look into the ladies' room?
Won't answer that one.
Have you ever dressed up like Lois Lane?
Next question. Next question.
Do you prefer super boxes or super briefs?
Super briefs. Come on. Can you see Superman in boxers? Looks strange.
Do you have any final thoughts for the fans of Lois and Clark?
A show's life going on beyond the years of the show is a fantastic thing. You know, it means maybe that you made a quality show that people enjoyed, and that's hopefully what we did with Lois and Clark. Thank you to anybody who watched the show, supported the show, enjoyed the show, and I hope we were able to provide fun entertainment and a good time for people, and a good family show, which I really believe Lois and Clark was.